Hi guys, before we start the episode, we're going to tell you all about Patreon. If you love the podcast and want to support us, then sign up to Patreon for as little as £3 a month. You get 2 extra episodes a week, which is insane.
Madness.
One of them is a tarot reading with our guests, and the other one, you get to come into our living room, like our actual living room, where we chill and get high. And
it's like an extra hour a week, innit?
Watch us get chonged on the couch. With our,
And then we've got some extras for the other tiers. You can get a members-only club card, Mild High Club prints, discounts on merch, and probably some other stuff in the future as well, innit?
Yep, lots of goodies.
But if you sign up, you'll be helping us out loads. And it starts from £3 a month. There's £3, £5, £10 tiers. And the more you pay, the more you get. But you get 2 extras a week, which is mad, really, innit?
It's really good.
So if you love the podcast and you want more from the podcast, go sign up today. Patreon.com/The Mild High Club.
Mm-hmm. And the more patrons we have, the sooner we can take over the world.
Always about taking over the world.
There's so many things I want to do, and we need your help to do them.
Go sign up now. Nice one.
Love ya. On with the show.
Yeah. Hey everyone, before we go into this week's episode, I want to tell you about a new sponsor we've got, Lunchtime. Lunchtime.co.uk. Lunchtime is the UK's #1 smoke shop, so you want to hit up them for any and all your smoking paraphernalia. Skins, grinders, blunt wraps, they sell CBD flour, you've got all sorts, there's pink ones, there's raws, all sorts of stuff, lighters, anything you need to get high.
Grinders, Blazy Susans, rolling trays.
Them as well.
Filters.
And them. Whatever you need to get high. We've got a little promo code. It's Mild High UK. If you use that, you get £2 off your order. You can either use that code or use our link that's in the description. It's munchterm.co.uk. Go there, buy some stuff, get high, support the podcast, enjoy the rest of the show. Love yous. Lunchtime. We're back. Episode 40, Woo. Mild High Club. Mr. Adam Rowe.
Yeah.
What's happening in the building?
It's time for
Does
Mild
it feel
High
weird
Club.
being in here? In your little studio next door?
No. Like, I love this little space.
Yeah.
I can't believe, I was saying to Amy before we started, me and Carl are going to do something footy related at some point.
Right, yeah.
And I can't believe we haven't done it yet. When we've got this sort of room next door.
Just so easy to just pop in it?
To just sit on these and just talk about footy. Yeah. But we're going to end up driving everyone mad because I'm a fucking arsehole when it comes to footy. I like winding people up.
It'd be good because you'd be like Everton and Liverpool, innit? So you'd have proper...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of a format for it where it would work.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's loads of Liverpool fan channels, there's loads of Everton fan channels, there's no crossover.
Rival channels.
So, but I don't want to do footy on your podcast, but it's just going to be, if we're going to be having like banter about footy, it's going to be Sly on Carl, innit?
Yeah.
As an Everton fan, it's just going to be like, it's just going to be sad every week.
Yeah. Especially like the derbies and that. You'll be like, we won again.
But we will do something eventually. But I love this little room. And I love,
cool.
Anyone who's listened to Have a Word before, you'll know, or seen it, you'll know me and Dan are normally sat behind the desk.
Yeah.
But the second we stop recording, I go and sit on the couch.
Lie down.
I'm never comfy on that chair. So being in here with this and knowing I can just recline it at any point as well.
Yeah, just chilling. Yeah, it's nice in here, man. It's lovely.
Yeah.
So we had a good night last night. Dopamine Fiends Comedy. You come and open the show.
Coming down.
Thanks for having us.
Are you speaking about what you were doing?
Not extensively, but essentially last night was the first night of me putting me new tour together.
Yeah.
Or like one of the first few nights of doing it.
Yeah.
So I tried a load of stuff that I know works first, and I opened with it deliberately so that I had to make the new stuff follow stuff I know is good. So I knew what level, like I like doing that so I know what levels in the room. Like that's, like let's say that first stuff got like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 laugh.
Yeah.
And I know there's a 7 or an 8 in the room.
Yeah.
So if something gets a 6, it's not ready yet.
Yeah, right.
And if something gets a 10, I'm like, what?
Oh, that was real good.
That's better than the stuff I've been doing for weeks. Nothing got a 10.
It was a fun night though. It was cool because you had like like Freddie dropping in and bumping people. Felt like a comedy store or some shit, you know.
Did he just drop in?
Freddie come in, Rob just dropped in as well.
Yeah.
Like just bumping acts, and I was just like, oh, this is sick. And my horn worked as well.
Yeah.
Done its job.
And people are doing too long.
I had people shook, mate. Like there was people who were like finishing the sets, and I'd flash them, and they go, oh yeah, I can't finish that one. I'm just gonna get off. See you later. I don't want to horn, and just fuck off. Like, so it ended up like running shorter than all the other nights have been running, with the same amount of acts because people were sticking to the times. You know what I mean? So it was a good.
How long do you get people to do?
5. I give them 5.5 before the honk comes. Let them finish the last bit.
Yeah.
Some people like start new bits when I flash them and I'm like, you fucked up here.
I
honk it, and it always seems to be just before the punchline. And it just ruins it. I'm like, should have got off. You're having a good night and you ruined it now.
I remember years ago, right? So that's sort of not the same as, but like, I don't know how accustomed your listeners are with like the comedy industry and that yet, but similar to a gong show thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I got it from Beat the Frog. Like
essentially, like so gong shows it if the audience put their cards up, you get fucked off. It's for new acts. Me and Carl used to run one of them at Baby Blue.
Right.
And Simon Wozniak was on.
Yeah.
And he got gonged off. Because, like, Simon Wozniak, I don't mind telling you, is probably my favourite comedian in the UK to watch. Like, I love watching him. I think he's as good as anyone without the experience. He's one of the only few acts I actually worry about following. There's about 5 that I'm like, I've got to follow this guy.
Yeah, right.
And he's right at the top of that list. But when he started, he was shite.
Right.
Right.
Did he used to do like a bit of a character? If I got that right in my head.
Not like he used to write characters. He wanted to write sitcoms and stuff before he got good at stand-up. So I think he might have done that at first. But then this night at Baby Blue, he was just doing stand-up.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that good.
Right, okay.
And he had this meal deal joke, which I've seen a version of it now. He does it in his like closing club set, and it's fire. But he'd been shite.
Yeah, right.
And the cards go up, right? And I go on, I was like, Sam Wozniak, he did 3 minutes, whatever. And from off stage, he goes, I didn't get to do I was just about to do me meal deal joke, and it's my best joke.
Yeah.
So, you know, like people, like you just saying, like they're going, I was just before the punchline and you kicked me off. So I went to the audience, should we let Simon come back on and try this real deal joke and get a bit of redemption?
Yeah.
And he went on and then just started a completely different joke. So he got gonged off again. He got gonged off twice at the same gig and no one got to hear this meal deal joke.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's funny, that. But yeah, because I heard, I know we're just not saying this is fucking Simon Wozniak podcast, but didn't he like have just a breakdown on stage and that's when he properly like come into his own?
I wasn't there, so I'd heard from some. I think it was Paul Smith had said to me like, Wozniak's got a lot better, you know.
Yeah,
like it's mad, and I was like, oh yeah, whatever, because he wasn't good. It wasn't like he had potential. He was not good.
Right. Okay.
Like, and there was a few people like that who ended up being good, but like he was just not doing that well when he started. And then I was like, oh, sound. And then I was at the Holiday Inn one time where Hot Water used to be based, and he went on, and I was like, what the fuck?
What's happened there? Yeah.
And I think he'd been, and this happens a lot with comedians, when you start, you're doing what you think the audience wants rather than what you want to be.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that Simon Wozniak had it in him as a natural thing to be a fucking brilliant comedian, but he was suppressing that to try and please the palate of audiences. And then I think at one point he's just got, fuck it, I'm just going to be who I want. And audiences just went, do that.
Yeah,
perfect.
you can see, can't they, like if you're genuine or not. But have you ever had like a breakdown on stage? A moment where you snaps or whatever?
No, I mean, I'm very on the edge with hecklers anyway.
Okay.
Not like hecklers, but I'm like this in real life as well. It's not just on stage. I think it's just who I am.
Yeah.
I would like to think most people who know me will consider me quite sound. If I can help someone, I'll help them.
Yeah.
If I can do something for someone, I'll do it. And if I meet someone for the first time, I'll be very friendly.
Yeah.
In general. But with most people, I think non-psychopaths, they have like a build-up of aggression.
Yeah.
And if someone's pissing them off, it's a gradual thing. Whereas it's like a light switch for me. So I am the soundest person in the world until the second someone is rude to me.
Yeah.
And then I will be an over-the-top cunt to them.
Right, yeah.
And that is magnified on stage. So if I'm on stage and someone's heckling, I can deal with a heckle. I don't want to encourage heckling on a comedy podcast because it'll start happening at comedy clubs. But I don't mind a heckle that I can have an interaction with because it makes tonight's gig different to last night's and tomorrow's. I quite enjoy that, and it's also a way to stretch your legs and prove you can handle that stuff.
Yeah.
What I cannot handle is people talking amongst themselves at a show.
Oh, yeah, it's annoying.
Especially consistently. If someone goes, we'll get a drink in the interval, fine.
Yeah.
But if someone just starts talking and they're having a full-on conversation, I think it's so unbelievably rude, not just to the comic, but to everyone else. Especially on the weekends, everyone's paid 17, 18, 22 quid to get in. It drives me mad. And I will say things that would get you knocked out in the street. I will like talk about what these people are dressed like.
Yeah.
I will like make like assumptions about who they are as people and what their friends think like, and I will just try and completely assassinate their entire character. And that is my version of having a breakdown on stage. You're doing my fucking head in, and I'm going to be horrible to you.
Is that your way of like either getting them to never speak again, or maybe even leave so that they won't speak again because they're not there? Or...
I think it's sort of like, do you know, like when, like on like the old business management and like ownership model of like, you fire someone in front of the interns so they know not to fuck around. I think it's that. Right. I think it's like, if you just want to chat, that's fine, but I will do this to you. And it shuts them up, and the rest of the room go, oh yeah, that's rude.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want that happening to me.
Yeah.
I don't really like this shirt anyway. Don't want Adam telling everyone how shit it is.
But I'm just as like that in real life. And like Dan Nightingale, who I co-host Have a Word with, like, we've become really good mates over the past 18 months because of the podcast, but we didn't really know each other before that.
Yeah.
And he's had to sort of get to know that that's what my style is like. Because Dan's quite sort of passive with it. If someone pisses Dan off, he just goes, oh, well, I'll just never speak to this guy again.
Yeah.
Whereas I will call it out.
Yeah.
There, and I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? I've got no problem with confrontation whatsoever. I'm not like a massive fighter. Yeah. But things very rarely
verbal confrontation you really don't care about,
I'm just, because if you're being a gobshite, someone's got to, like, otherwise you're going to be a gobshite forever.
And that's why they are doing it most of the time, because no one's ever called them on it. And that.
Are you a psychopath, or have you just got like tendencies?
I don't think I'm a psychopath.
Just you said it. I'm just like, clarifying.
I think I'm just being hyperbole for the sake of comedy. I think.
Are you a psychopath?
I just think I've got a short fuse, not even fuse. Because I don't like kick off over nothing either.
Just haven't got time for dickheads.
Yeah. If someone's an arsehole, or especially like, it's even worse if someone does it to someone I love or care about rather than me. Like if someone's rude to my missus or me dad. Yeah. Like I've been at like shows where I've heard I've done a couple of big theatre tour shows in Liverpool because that's where the majority of my fan base has been up until recently. Yeah. And like, I've said to me dad, oh, I've let the staff know that you can come backstage or whatever. And I've heard like ushers or like a stage manager go, hey, you're not allowed to come back here. And my dad's like the soundest fellow in the world. He's gone, oh, this is my son's show. He's just said to let you know that. I don't know that. If someone's rude to me dad, after I've spoke to them and gone, my dad might come backstage. Yeah. I'd be like, listen, lad, fuck off.
Yeah. And for no real reason to be rude either.
Like, just like it's people who like power and think standing by the fucking ice cream stand in a theatre is like, oh well, I'm in charge of the ice cream, so it's a very important job. Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen if all those ice creams fucking get robbed?
I know, yeah.
Like that's a big thing for me as well. Is people who think they're more important than they are.
Yeah, like, especially like trained
security guards,
trained conductors and that.
Yeah, but I don't even think jobs worth is the right term. Because I don't think they're doing it because they love their job and they believe in their job. I think they're just doing it and being that way because they think that it's the only type of authority they will ever have in their lives. This is my square and I have to defend my square because it's mine. I'm allowed to tell people what to do in these 6 yards, so I'm going to tell everyone what to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
Some people don't have an identity outside of the job role as well. Like, and
that's me as well.
But you're like a similar person in your job role and outside, aren't you?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Have you always been like that on stage? Like when you first started, if someone heckled you, was you straight on them, or did it take a little while?
I was really bad with that for a while because I used to not dissimilar to what I was talking about with Simon. Yeah. I didn't start doing comedy the way I wanted to do it. I was doing what I
for a
thought.
while, yeah.
I managed to make it work.
Yeah.
People, like, I was doing well at gigs, and, you know, I was breaking into the odd bit of paid work and whatever, just doing what I thought audiences wanted, because I sort of figured out how to do it rhythmically and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've spoke about this on a couple of podcasts. Someone said to me, would you pay to see yourself if you weren't you? And I was like, no. And they're like, so what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, right.
Like,
and that was the difference.
It was
like the piece of advice you'd give to any new comedian?
Not new, because I do think there is there's a learning. You've got to get good at being funny before you worry about anything else. Yeah. And I think I managed to do that.
Yeah.
But that was a catalyst in me going from sort of the guy who gets the odd £100 gig, or I was getting maybe 3 £100 gigs a week, and just about making enough to make a surviving rather than a living. Yeah. I think that advice, and then the next year of progression, took me from that to... I went quite quickly from doing middle spots at clubs to closing them. And I think it was that. I think it was... Right. Like, I went from doing what everyone else was doing to what I wanted to do. Yeah, yeah. And I think that changed people's perspective of me, because again, it's the same thing with Wozniak. Like, if you're being you, an audience can smell bullshit. Yeah. As a collective thing, I'm quite obsessed with how crowds work, and I'd love to have done a stand-up show about it, but Alfie Brown's already done a brilliant one. Right. About how in crowds, humans become like another species. There's another level to our perception as a crowd. Yeah. Like, there's another, like, feeling, like, you start working as one organism.
Like a big mob mentality type thing as well, isn't it? Like,
so, but, like, even the most subtle and nuanced differences of, like, he's being honest, or, like, something I used to do on stage when I was going through, like, a development stage, I suppose, was, like, half of the stuff was believable. Yeah. And half of it was obviously not true, but still funny. And an audience doesn't really like that. They'll still giggle away a bit. Yeah. But they're like, they either want you to be honest or be at least presenting as believably honest, or not honest at all. Yeah. So, like, I've spoke to other comics about, like, offensiveness in comedy, which is obviously something that people talk about all the time, what's acceptable and what is. I think a big part of why people get in trouble for saying horrendous stuff is that a lot of the rest of their set is presented as very obvious beliefs and real stuff. Yeah, right. Like, I remember talking to a colleague of ours and a friend of ours who I won't name, and he was like, I should be allowed to say whatever I want on stage. Anthony Jeselnik gets away with everything. And I was like, well, yeah, because Anthony Jeselnik goes on stage and his opening line is, so I was raping this baby. Yeah. And everyone goes, oh, well, that's awful, but at least we know it's bollocks.
Yeah, he set that level, and then anything else he says
it's all bollocks. But if you go on and do 20 minutes about what it's like to live with your girlfriend and how annoying she is, which is got to be true for it to be funny, and then you go, so I was raping this baby, then the audience are rightly going to go, oh, what? No, why would you do that to a baby? Yeah.
Like, imagine if he did rape babies and he was a psychopath, and that was how he got his, you know.
And he didn't live with his girlfriend. It's a full flip.
Didn't even have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I think setting a tone with an audience is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very intriguing.
It's a mad thing. Like, you've started noticing a lot at the gig.
Yeah, I
just watch loads of stand-up now.
I love, like, observing people and, like, trying to suss people out. And I knew, like, psychopaths growing up, so I just find it fascinating. Yeah. And I can tell when someone's got narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah. Which is, it's different from narcissism. And it's usually not the person you think it is, because they're usually the most charming person in the room. Yeah. Because they're very good at making personalities based upon what you want them to be, rather than having their own thing. And they kind of take on this godlike complex as well. It's very interesting. Have a look at narcissistic personality disorder if you haven't, if you've not heard of it.
I like to think I'm quite good at spotting stuff like that. Yeah. I struggle with it with the sort of industry part of comedy. Like, everyone's full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, people in positions of power, like, hey, we'd love to work with you. And like, it's like I feel sometimes like the only rational person in a room. Yeah. Because I'm like, do you all know you're all full of shit, or do you all believe each other?
Yeah.
Because I can tell a mile off that you're lying to him and he's lying to you and you're both lying to me. But I am not sure you both know you're both lying to each other.
Yeah. Because you just been like got caught up in the whole like blagging to everyone that it all becomes truth in a way. Like
I've had problems with this before where I've gone for like meetings with like industry people and I'm too honest.
Yeah.
Like if I go for a big meeting now, I will never go without my agent and I let them speak because I will lose work.
Just ruin it. Yeah.
Like when there's a guy who used to work at Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And he's so sound and we get on. Like I've got his number now and we talk because he's a northerner. But like I was with an old agent of mine at the time and they went, so what of our shows what of the shows on Comedy Central of our shows are you dying to do? And I went, oh, none of them.
Great, yeah.
And they're like, what are you on about? And my agent was like grabbing me knee under the table. And I was like, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Yeah. Like, it's only to sell tour tickets.
But you'll have people going, oh, I just absolutely loved trying to do all this, just putting a blag thing on,
I was like, I'm happy to do them all.
Yeah.
But I am only doing it to sell tour tickets. Afterwards, my agent was like, you know that last bit you said, that only just don't say that bit. Just say, I'd love to do all of them.
Yeah.
Don't tell them what it's for. Because they don't care about your tour. All they care about is that you want to lick their ass and do the show. And I was like, right, you're going to have to be at every meeting we ever do.
The whole telly thing seems like fucking just hard work. Like,
this is the future, isn't it? Like independent, making your own shows and that.
Yeah,
like
just the amount of people get involved and fuck with stuff and like just cause what's acceptable to put on telly and that, and then
I think there's a balance with it. Like I'm in a very, 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 very lucky position. That I get bits of TV work because I've work to put myself in that position. But that I also make a lot of my own stuff. And I'm in the middle of this conversation because there's TV acts who talk to me about doing TV. And then there's independent content makers. The number one example of this, and he won't mind me talking about this, is Rob Mulholland. Rob Mulholland's attitude is, fuck the telly, do your own stuff. And then there's people on the telly who are like, yeah, but telly's better. You're on telly. If you do loads of it, you've got a chance to do bigger and bigger and bigger tours. You're always around. You're meeting the people. Like, telly will eventually take over. Like, and I'm in the middle of everyone going, you're all sort of right and wrong at the same time. Like, there's a way to do both and do it on your own terms and go, yeah, I'll do your TV show. And I'll sort of vanilla-ize my stuff for that. But I am going to still do this other thing. And if that means I can't do your TV show, then I won't do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's quite a rarity though, isn't it? Like what you've done here.
I think it helps that have a word's like so big though, innit? So that you go, well, I do this on that and I'm not changing it on that because it's fucking massive now. So it's obviously doing something right. So I'm not going to change what I'm being like on that just to come on your show. You can either have me like that or like that if you don't love me. What's that fucking?
In uni, we was making like CVs the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I put on about your podcasting," and I was like, "I don't think that's going to help me get a job."
No.
And she was like, "Oh, no, it's fine. Just don't go for like corporate jobs." I was like, "Okay."
Might get some work off the big corporate bosses wanting to call them little dick knobheads.
I mean, hopefully. I'll talk about that in a sec. I just need to say me. A girl in uni, she was selling a car, right?
Is this the one with the bouncy castle business?
Yeah, shout out Galaxy Bounce if you want a bouncy castle.
You ever want a bouncy castle? You want a bouncy castle for your 30th?
Tempted, you know.
Well, I've got your hookup.
Get a little discount.
It's just like inflatable discos and everything, boss. But she was selling a car and she was deep cleaning it for this woman because the woman was dead nice and she was like, I'm going to deep clean this for you. So she took the wheel out of the boot or something and there was a bag in there. $6,000 cash.
Shut up. In a car?
Yeah, genuinely. Because she bought it secondhand at auction.
No way.
They done it up and then she was selling it on. And when they was deep cleaning it, they found $6,000 cash in the boot.
That's mad.
That's good.
What's she done with it?
That's the first episode of
Booking
a series about
like Breaking Bad. Like Ozark or some shit.
I know someone's died for that. But yeah, it's booked an holiday.
What would you do with that? If you found it, if that's you.
Buy a Christmas tree.
Would you spend it? Would you keep it and spend it?
Yeah, it's in my car.
Oh yeah, I won't give it.
I've had that car for however long. Say you had the car for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she got rid of the car. It's that lovely old woman's problem now.
Yeah. She's going to get harassed by some gangster. Like, where's the money? She's like, I don't know. But the fact that you bought it at auction, they didn't know it was in there. You've had it for, say, 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd be
They
convinced.
would have come looking for you in that 5 years.
This is where I think I might be a psychopath.
Okay.
Not a psychopath, but like a lunatic.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd be so paranoid that I'm being set up. I'd be like, right, the auction house, they know about this though.
Yeah.
This is a test.
Yeah.
This is a test to see whether I'm ever allowed back at that auction. I'm going to go to prison. Like, there's blood on one of these notes, 100% of like some dead politician or guy.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'd end up spending it, but I think that those notes would stay in that bag
For
in my
ages.
loft
Yeah.
for like 3 years before I touched it.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, right, maybe now.
Get some new shoes.
Oh, I'd be straight out with it, me.
Yeah, so would I, because I was like,
It wouldn't
the
stop me
auction
spending
people
that.
could have took it, and the old woman could have took it.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, nothing to do with me, mate.
I'd be like, I never don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, exactly.
Just with all my new fair coats on. And that, like, I don't know. That's mad. $6,000.
Yeah.
What, like how
lucky is
long
that?
did she have the card? You know.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's like old £20 notes or something, because that'd be a ball, like, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
I
it
Turned
don't
up to
know.
the
It
bank.
was all old 20s.
I
Like,
forgot about this.
yeah. I left it in my car. Forgot to change
I
them.
know there was like an amnesty on these notes, but this has just been sitting in me cupboard.
Yeah. Is that a fucking ball like that? That's lucky, that though.
Amazing.
It's a good thing that that the woman was so nice that she decided to clean the car.
That I know.
So if the woman was a knobhead, she was
Yeah,
like, oh, fuck,
she
you
didn't
can
want to
have all
sell the car either, and a fella was like, "No, come on, we got to sell the car." And then I think because
Wow.
they needed some money, and
They
they got
they
$6,000
got
out
money.
the boot.
Asking, ye shall receive.
I'm gonna go and check my boot. See if there's anything there.
Fuck all in my
I haven't even got a spare tyre. Never mind, $6,000 there. Fucking hell.
Right. Speaking of humiliatrix, did you mention that? I'm sure you did.
Oh, I said about your corporate. If you got a corporate job, you could. They might.
Yeah,
hire you.
listen, if there's any CD old men out there that want humiliating, I'm here for you. But I want your advice on this.
You want my advice
Yeah.
on humiliating old men.
No. It's,
Right.
it's humiliating young men.
All right,
So
okay.
a guy has messaged me, and I feel uncomfortable because he's like got a proper baby face. He wanted humiliating, and I've asked for his ID just to make sure, and he's 18. But he's literally sent me his passport, and the picture is a school picture.
It looks like a school photo in the picture. Like, it's weird.
Like, he's like, I feel really weird.
Like on school portrait day, he's
Yeah.
gone, me ma said, can you do me passport one as well to
Yeah.
save the £4 and he has that. Yeah.
Just put a pair of sunglasses on, like going on holiday. Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't think that's
Obviously,
that's bad.
it's legal age, innit? I'm not getting off on it. Like, I'm just like calling you a knobhead and that. So it's not sexual for me.
Yeah.
It is for him. But also, he's only 18, and I don't like. What if he kills himself or something? Like, do you know what I
Right,
mean?
okay. Few things to unpack here.
Okay.
What if he kills himself?
Yeah.
Well, because of you being horrible to him?
Yeah, I can be quite.
I don't
brutal.
think you're going to push someone to kill themselves.
He's only 18. He doesn't know himself.
He knows enough to want to pay
Also,
you
a
for
lot
First
of
of all,
humiliation.
Americans
right,
are into this now, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what's that about? Like,
I think it's just, it's a lot more accessible these days and spoke about. Do you know what I mean?
okay.
I think it's trolls in porn comments.
Is he not 2 years beyond the legal age?
What
Is
it?
the legal age?
16?
So what is I know the legal age for sex is 16.
Yeah.
So and I know the legal age to be in porn is 18.
Yeah.
What is the legal age to be humiliated?
Well, that's it. It's not. It's not. She's not sending nudes, so there's nothing like proper explicit. You don't even like say like talk dirty. Really, it's just going.
Do you
You're
want to
a
see his little baby face?
I'd love to see his little baby face.
But it's just like, oh, you're a little maggot. No one likes you. You know, that
Yeah.
type of stuff. So it's not even like for Amy. It's not like she's saying anything sexual. The guy would probably wank over it, like, but that's his own business. But I was saying, like, he's old enough to sign up to OnlyFans and essentially pay someone to show him their bumholes and that. Do you get what I mean?
Look at his little baby face.
Proper child, though, innit? Looks like fucking Bruce Bogtrotter or something.
He wants me to humiliate him.
Oh my god!
Do you want to humiliate him for
what?
free?
No, I feel like that is bullying. And if he wanks over me, that's fucking heavy. That. Here's the thing, right? Right. I've got a question about
Don't say
this
bless
guy.
him. Fuck him. He's an
Fuck
knobhead.
you.
So he wants to be humiliated.
Yeah.
He does.
So does that mean as a young lad, I understand the older men have developed this fetish over whatever, but this is a very recent,
very young
child.
Yeah.
Is he getting bullied in school, or is he not getting bullied in school, and he's jealous of the kids getting bullied?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Shall I ask him?
Yeah.
I wonder if because the other lad doesn't seem that old either, does he? Not that he's young, but it's not like an older fella. Seems around our age at least.
Yeah. And he said I've made him very nervous. Like he's living.
Yeah, because you read out all his messages on the last episode.
I'll show him Callum his Willow. Do you want to see his Willow?
So, right, I know your listeners already sort of know this.
Yeah.
But I don't properly.
Okay.
Right. So these guys get in touch.
Yeah.
And they just want you to make them feel like shite. Just scum.
Yeah.
And then they
like, you're
worship
pathetic.
Amy.
I would not leave the house if I was you. Like, proper, like, just make them feel really bad.
How does it make you feel?
I'll laugh at his little dick and that.
Not
Do you
great.
enjoy it?
No.
No.
Yeah, love it. Please send me more.
Because I think I'd fucking really like doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, if there's any like old women out there who want humiliating, get in touch with me.
It doesn't seem to be a thing that women want, and I just don't understand it.
Because guys are freaks. Like,
Yeah,
no
freaks.
offense, guys.
But like with it being younger lads and that, do you think it's got anything to do with like social media? And you know, like people are horrible on social media all the time. You sort of they're growing up in an age of like internet bullying all the time and that.
Yeah, they love the
And whether they like,
now.
I don't know, like having a wank and then a notification
Or
popped
is
up
it-
going, "Oh, you're a fucking little tit, you," and you went, "Ugh,"
Yeah.
and then went, "Oh fuck," I'm stuck on that now. Like I
Is
don't
it
know.
because of the snowflake thing where everything, like, no one's allowed to say anything anymore? So now they're like,
It's like taboo to bully
yeah,
people.
say something nasty.
I think
Maybe
I'd want the opposite of this, you know.
just be dead nice.
I just want someone to compliment me, yeah.
Adam, you're so amazing. You're just the best in the
Yeah.
world. I'll say it again.
Yeah, I'd pay for that, mate. If that was a service,
That'll be a thing as well.
Just, like, hey,
Amy will do it.
just, you know, like when you're hungover, right? And you're just like in bed regretting everything you've ever done.
Yeah.
And you're just like stinking with your hair up, and you're like, oh, I just take a selfie from below, look at me worse, and just having someone going, mate, you don't look anywhere near as bad as you think you do.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
look
"Oh,
amazing. You know,
fuck."
your hair looks dead nice. A little bit of kebab on your chin looks lovely as well.
Really matches your eyes.
It's a mad thing. It's just it's all like a lot of fetishes are weird though, aren't they? Not weird, but like just the way it happens.
Yeah.
Like you were telling me about like people with foot fetishes and that.
Yeah.
Like it comes from like being really young and like only
Apparently.
being at foot level.
Like wanting your mum
and
or
wanting
whatever.
your mum and going towards the feet first type thing. And it comes from there. So it's just like, you don't know where they all come from.
I don't know where mine's clothes. I just like,
Clothes?
I like clothes on. Like
During?
skirts and, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't
Do
know
you
where
like
that comes.
upskirting?
No.
Okay.
It's naughty.
Consensual upskirting.
No, I just like, I don't know whether it's the leaves more to the imagination thing or
Yeah.
what, but yeah, like,
Is it because it feels like a bit dirtier because it's like, oh, we haven't even got time to take the clothes off.
maybe.
You know, like it's like a quickie because you're
Yeah.
like, oh, we might get caught. Got to keep your skirt on just in
Slip your
case
pants
or
and
something.
shorts to the
Maybe.
side.
Something like that.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
See, that's why I've never got like lingerie and that because I'm always just like, it just comes off fast. Especially if you come into the room looking sexy, you go,
Yeah.
take that off.
Yeah.
You wasted money on that. You may as well just come in naked.
No,
Or
I disagree.
do you want fully clothed coat on and everything?
No, not the coat.
Okay.
Not layers. Like very sort of, like very. I'm a basic bitch with this stuff.
Right.
Like
Tennis
do you know,
skirt, I've heard you say.
yeah. So like you know, a little. It's an A-line skirt. It's called.
Right.
So like it comes out from the waist.
Yeah. Okay.
Into like an A.
yeah.
So anything that involves that, like
Yeah.
you know, if you go into Ann Summers and they've got those really tacky shite police uniform, nurse,
Yeah.
any of them,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
any of them,
Do you love Smithies?
yeah.
Yeah. So go.
Genuinely, like Halloween is fucking my sexual Christmas day.
Sexual Christmas. I wonder when my
But
sexual
like
Christmas is.
the weird thing with Halloween is, and I'll never be able to figure this out in my own head. It, like you know, like the old cliche with Halloween is, oh, she's a slutty receptionist,
Yeah.
right? Well, they don't even have to be. Even if she's just dressed like a zombie
Yeah.
on the brink of collapsing, I'm like, Sam,
Let's go.
any fancy dress. I don't know where it comes. Like a Chucky mask. I'm like, I'm not. Like it doesn't fucking matter. Any fancy dress. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I've got no explanation for it.
Wow.
But yeah.
No kink shame, but that's weird.
It is. I know it is. It is. I'm
just dead intrigued to see like where it come from. Like.
Yeah. Was you molested by a man in a mask?
Yeah, I was molested on Mizzy night when I was 9. I honestly don't know what it is, but this has always been a
So you love Halloween?
Yeah.
What have you got? Any weird little? I feel like I'd know. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit open.
How long have you two been together?
7 years.
Yeah. Imagine if he just dropped on horrendous because she'd never asked before.
I'm really into scat.
No, I just put a load of little dolls around the room and cover them in shit. Yeah. Why won't you do it? I've asked you before. You haven't.
No, I'm easygoing, me. I'm very like within normal life. Sex life's very the same. I'm just happy to go with whatever's going. If one day you're like, I'm gonna fucking tie it up and whip you to fuck, I'll be like, let's have it. Yeah. But then other days it's just like, oh, we just do normal, like vanilla type sex. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy to have a go of everything. But I mean, I'm not into scatting. That's weird.
Yeah.
But we watched that live at your mum's house over the weekend on mushrooms. Mad.
Of course it was.
It's just,
I haven't watched one of the live ones yet, but
some ago it was just ruthless.
It was with Rogan as well, and oh my god, there's a guy on it. What was his name? What's his name?
Uncle Shine. You onto him?
You need to know about this man. He's like, he's not homeless.
He's from Louisiana now. He's from Louisiana. He looks about between 40 and 60 years old. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
And he's just crazy.
Yeah, he's like,
he's always talking about like eating booty and that.
Yeah, eat the booty.
And they get some like fucking some stripper to let him eat like a banana split out of her ass and that. And Tom Segura's just stood in the room just going, what the hell's going on here? But because he's ruthless with the videos that they show, like they've got like a hardcore section where they just show some fucking horrible shit, but it's the fact that he doesn't give a warning to me. They'll just be having a conversation, and he'll just go, yeah, and hit play, and next thing there's just like a woman shitting on someone's dick and then wanking them off, and I'm like, oh my god, just no warning at all. Do
you know,
it's
like
insane
with stuff like that? So like when I'm hungover, my porn searches are worse than.
Ruthless, have you ever had a wank to poo porn?
No. Okay. So that's my point. Is I draw the line at that because I literally will be able to smell the video. Yeah,
when you're hungover as well.
I've got a very, very active imagination.
Yeah.
Like I can like summon memories with smells and thoughts and stuff. Like I can. The other day we were talking about on the podcast like eating tuna, and I was nearly sick.
Yeah,
because I can imagine having that taste in my mouth so vividly. So. And the worst thing in the world for me is poo. Shit. And it's horrible because I've got IBS.
Yeah.
So, like, it's horrendous. Yeah. But, like, that's my line is,
Yeah, it's a...
Are you worried about, like, rim jobs and that because you've got IBS?
Am I worried about them?
Yeah.
As if, like, they happen unannounced?
No, like, are you para?
John? Hey, John, how you been, fella?
No, because
make sure you're all clean.
Like, it's IBS. Like, I know when it's coming.
Okay.
It's not like, oh, I have pooed.
Yeah.
It's more like, get to the toilet.
Yeah, right.
I gotta get to the chopper. That's what IBS is. Yeah. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger making you go for the shit.
Right. Yeah.
Is what it is. It's not like it's just, I'm not incontinent. I'm not just gonna shit on some woman's face. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Clear that one up for you.
That's fine, yeah. Okay.
I'm very clean down there at the back because I have to make such an effort too. Manscaped.com, promo code word20.
Weird,
I will wipe and baby wipe until I am 100,000% sure that it's gone.
Okay.
I'm very attention to detail.
I remember you saying on Sutton, because you rent, you're not asked about flushing baby wipes down the toilet and that. But I thought, do you know, because they make flushable wipes. What's the difference between them and baby wipes? Because they seem very similar.
And one will be like
I feel like they just go, yeah, these are flushable. And you buy them and you flush them.
They are thinner.
Are they? Yeah.
They're just harder to find in the shop, so I just still buy baby wipes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm lazy. That's like hard. The baby wipes are right next to the toilet roll.
Oh, okay.
Like, job done.
Yeah.
Not going to the fucking specialist aisle for anything. I think the flushable wipes are next to like the gluten-free Peroni.
Yeah, the free from aisle. Yeah.
When you're going down on Sam?
Well, do you know what?
Hi, Sam.
When you have that little look in your eyes, you go, well, when you turn, you ask a real not awkward question, but a very left field question.
Have you ever like just stopped and looked at the bean and been like, "What's a little tiny bell end?"
What are you on about?
I'm just gonna hang on. Let me just try and
Where did this come from?
It's a little baby bell.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's a little bell end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think pretty much that's what it is. Yeah.
And it either grows into a penis or stays as a little bean.
Okay. So I've been sucking dick my whole life.
Yeah.
Whole life as well.
Take that homophobe.
just straight out like, go ahead.
I've never done that, but I guarantee you, next time I'm down there,
little diddy
what are you doing? Just looking at your belly. Mad. Oh yeah, should we have a little break? Because I need a wee.
Yes, adverts. Pew pew.
Go.
Ladies, it's time.
And gentlemen.
And in-betweens. It's time to up your vibrator game and get yourself a brand new vibrator. There's so many different things you can get these days. There's wands. They sell the Vush wand as seen in Cardi B's music video.
Ooh.
There's clitoris suckers.
Get yourself a WAP.
There is. Yeah. If you just listen, it's all about that self-care, and if you do one thing to look after yourself, if this Christmas or going forward into the new year, get yourself some more vibrators. Fellas, look after your ladies. You know how like made up she'd be to open like a brand new wand?
Maybe make sure she only opens it in front of herself though, and not any children around.
Not the kids. But like, honestly, like it'll improve your sex life, it'll improve your mental health, it relieves stress, it's self-care. Wank more.
Tell them what it is then.
Oh yeah. It's taylorstoys.com, taylorstoys.co.uk, and the code is TMHC10 for 10% off all your vibrator needs, or just your kinky stuff like bed restraints. There's cock rings. There's like so much stuff to just spice up your life.
There's even stuff you can put in your dick if that's what you're after.
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't judge. There's a pair of breasts with a fanny in the middle. Go wild.
Whoa.
10% off that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go there now.
Yeah. Taylor's Toys, TMHC10.
Good vibes only.
Yeah, and I'll review some products as well on the show.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye. Hey, we're back.
We're back.
Part 2.
And we're starting this section by
forgot to give you this at the start.
Gifting you this members only club card for the Mild High Club.
Oh, sick.
Ooh.
We're going to give them to all our guests and our patrons if you're a £5 or a £10.
Yep.
Surely for me to be a member of the Mild High Club, though, I have to have been mildly high.
Yeah, but you can have that on if you have too much coffee.
Caffeine, paracetamol, serotonin.
Alcohol? You've been very high on that sometimes.
I have. Yeah. Very, very high, yes.
When we tried to say bye to you at the last dance.
And I dropped my glass.
No, we were just stood in front of you and you could not see us.
but then you dropped your pint and we were like, yeah, we're going out. It's time to leave. But yeah. So if you want one of them, sign up to the Patreon.
You asked me yesterday when we were at the Dopamine Fiends, and I'm very grateful for this.
Oh, good. Please treasure it.
Whether I would do drugs with you.
Yeah.
And I thought you meant today.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't know. And you're like, no, just sometime soon.
In general, yeah.
One of the questions, we got Patreon questions. If you want to ask questions to our guests, sign up to the Patreon. You rats. We've got one saying, are you up for doing mushrooms with us? Which is a weird one.
But I'd make a lovely mushroom tea.
Oh, it was
brew. Yeah,
it was nice.
Can we not just have them on like a fry up?
You can have them however you want,
making
really.
more effort for me though.
I'll make the fry up.
Just sprinkle the mushrooms on.
I'll do pretty much anything if I get some bacon.
So, okay, you refuse to get high unless there's bacon involved.
So, I'm very, very weird and stupid with drugs.
Right.
In that I'm convinced that I'm going to be the one who dies.
Yeah. I was like that.
But like the most dangerous thing is alcohol. Yeah. And I will I'm at the minute I'm taking a full month off it, and I don't think I'm going back to the binge drinking thing because I think I'm hanging up my boots and I'm about to turn 30. Yeah. I'll still like at a big wedding when I'm with me missus and all me close friends and whatever. Fine. But like I've been binge drinking especially since lockdown ended once a week. Maybe twice. And it's
writes it off, doesn't it?
It writes off 2 or 3 days. And like I'm trying to go to the gym and lose a bit of weight and whatever. And if I'm hungover, I will eat shite and I will cancel the gym and
even the ale cancels the gym.
Yeah,
because like every pint's like fucking however many calories as well, and you're knocking back like 10 pints a night and shit like that. I
don't think I'm ever going to be a big drug guy.
No,
and I don't even really want to try them.
Not even heroin.
I think if you're going to try it, you go for heroin.
That's what I said about that's me suicide way. That just take a shitload of heroin. See what happens.
If I was like. If I was like seriously ill, what's the terminally ill? I'd do anything.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why wouldn't you?
Get the Ask Frank checkbook and just go through.
Be like, right, what are the biggest problems here? Work my way down.
Like a Panini sticker book.
Yeah. But I'd start with like the shiny. I'd start with heroin and work my way down.
It'd be rubbish,
like
that though.
What?
Because it's just going to get worse and worse, isn't it though? Because you do heroin and then you get to the cig and you're like,
but imagine starting with weed and then you die the next day and you're like, you've got to...
But they should be buzzed when you die. You'd have a good time.
So, some people are under the impression that I've never done drugs.
Yeah.
Which isn't true.
I've
done weed and cocaine.
Cocaine, yeah.
Right.
And I don't like either of them.
What was the weed experience like?
It gave me a headache.
Right, okay.
I've done it a few times. Yeah. I'd say maybe 5 or 6 times.
Smoking it?
Yeah.
With tobacco?
Probably.
It might have been the tobacco that gave you a headache.
Certain strains of weed give me a headache.
Yeah.
But
could have been loads of different stuff,
I've done it with Daniel Sloss before.
Yeah.
In his house in Edinburgh, where everyone does it at the start of the Fringe. And it didn't feel like it was affecting me apart from giving me a headache.
Right.
And then I was at the Glee Club in Birmingham with Tom Stade, Paul McCaffrey, and John Scott.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't on the bill. I was doing my tour show in the small room.
Right.
But afterwards, I joined the main green room and we stayed till like 5, 6 in the morning just drinking and whatever.
Yeah.
And Tom Stade would be amazing on this podcast because he is stoner #1.
Oh, sick.
Of comics.
Well, I'll try and get in touch with him. Yeah.
And he goes, you smoke, Adam? And I was like, no. He's got a weed vape.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it oil or?
No, it's weed.
Right, that's what we have.
Yeah. So he's like, you smoke it? And I'm like, no. And he goes, just have a little go. And I was like, I'd had enough to drink. But I was like, go on. And Paul McCaffrey come back in from the bar with more drinks. And he went, what are you doing? And I went, he's like, have you just done Tom Stade's weed?
Yeah.
And he was like, he gets it off the army, you know.
What do you mean?
He's like, and I went, what? And Tom goes, yeah, man. Like, I have people in the military, man. They'll give me it, man.
Military grade weed.
Yeah, amazing. I don't think I spoke for an hour.
But you know what, though?
It's just staring into space.
Having the ale before it will fuck you as well.
Yeah.
What you need to do is just try it without having anything before it. Maybe in a vape, no tobacco, and in the cleanest way of doing it. And then see how that made you feel. Only if you wanted to. I'm not like pushing it on people.
Drug pusher.
But like a lot of the times people use it to like get rid of headaches and stuff like that. Very medicinal and stuff.
That's what confused me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's meant to do the opposite of this.
Yeah.
It's giving me a headache.
Yeah. But sometimes it is the strain, isn't it? Like, just doesn't agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's again as well, it's not for everyone. You might just never like it. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that can happen also.
Describe a very basic mushroom trip to me.
If you have,
say if you have
2 grams, Paul Smith said it's a museum dose where you just walk around looking at everyone going, wow, it's cool. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So the first time we had it, didn't have any visuals and nothing like that. We just couldn't stop laughing at anything. We were just crying, laughing, and just just anything. Amy got up to make a cup of tea.
I couldn't get back into
and she was
bed.
just like, I'm stuck. I can't walk over there now.
No,
we were
just because I would have spilled the tea. So I had to stand up and drink my tea.
So it wasn't like anything crazy. And then the second time we done it, we had a bit more. So the first time I think we done roughly about 2 grams.
But it's when you shut your eyes, you like can go off a bit. Like, and I thought it was a mushroom in a field, and it was beautiful. But so relaxing.
But the thing is,
a weird thing for me, for you to go, I thought I was a mushroom in a field.
Yeah.
And that was a positive experience.
Yeah. But it's just like, it's experiencing life from such a simple, like.
All you've got to do is just sit in the field and
just
like
enjoy it.
But the second time we done it was with Paul in Paul's, which we spoke about on here. So it's fine. And we had a bit stronger dose. And that was when you started getting the visual stuff. And it's weird because, like, my thing with it, I'm a bit of a shithouse with drugs and that. So I'm going into it easier. I don't want to just go, it's 5 grams, let's see what happens. So I want to be able to, like, control it and that. So, like, the visuals and that is weird because, like, he's got loads of paintings in his house and they sort of start, like, shifting and moving. But then if you just sort of, like, it's only if you focus on it. If you sort of snap out of it, it's like, it all comes back to normal. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you can't control it. You can shut your eyes and go off, and then you open them and go, wow, that was mad, that.
See, my health anxiety, the second stuff started shifting, I'd just think I'm having a stroke. Like, I know I would. I'd just be, like, if I looked at those, like, soundproofing boards there, and, like, the lines bent, I'd just have a panic attack.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that that's what would happen.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's so good for, like, it might be good for your brain doing mushrooms. It's small doses, because they started using it, like the psilocybin is meant to be really good for, like, anxiety, PTSD, depression, all that. And that's why they're like, it's slowly, they're even talking about making it legal here because it's helping for all that.
Natural medicine.
So you could go into it, do like 1 gram, and you wouldn't get any visuals off it or anything. You just get your body used to feeling it, and then go up a little bit at a time. Do you get what I mean? And then you should, as long as you know in your head, like, stuff's gonna start moving. It moves for everyone. You should be fine. Do you know what I mean?
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but weed isn't like that though. Like, it's not the visuals really, is it? It's just chill time.
If you have edibles, dead strong edibles, you can.
Oh, you
stuff
can melt. Yeah. But just a little.
I've always said I'll try, like, a decent edible in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Amsterdam's when in Rome shit.
Amsterdam's a good place to do them.
Oh, we know really good edible maker here. What's the name? Grim Reaper Kitchen.
Yeah.
If you want to get some local, and then you can enjoy them from your bed. That's like the
because the scary thing about being on edibles and being out in the wild is that if you do start freaking out, you're in the middle of Amsterdam,
and there's a lot of trains and
just
bikes
being like out of whack might enhance the bad trip. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If you're at home in bed and you go, I feel a bit weird, you can just get in bed and just go, oh, I'm safe here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's best.
See, I'm open to it, but I'm not being convinced. Like, at the minute, all I want is a lager top.
Yeah.
That just seems safe to me.
I think some people...
I'm such a creature of habit that I'm like, I know what that... Although I know it's dangerous, I know what it does.
Yeah.
Like... And I feel like if I enjoyed mushrooms, I'd be doing them fucking every day.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, oh, it's sick. When you get to that gaff, I'm going back.
Yeah. It is weird though, because when you have it, like, it's like you respect the mushroom, don't you? And you don't want to abuse it.
Yeah.
It does a weird thing to you where you just, like, really honour the mushroom.
Because it's meant to be like a teacher. Do you know what I mean? It's like what they used to use them for. This is where I think, like, all fucking religion and shit come from, is people doing mushrooms and then telling people prophecies and shit that they've seen. Yeah.
You think Jesus was like a crackhead?
Pretty much, yeah.
Shout out Jesus Christ.
Listen, my dad said.
Yeah. Because that's what the whole burning bush thing is meant to be, like like DMT.
An acacia bush.
Like an acacia tree is the bush that was on fire.
Yeah.
And then he
have you done DMT yet?
God. No, not yet.
Yeah.
I do want to try it.
Yeah.
But that's it. That seems wild. Trying to get a milder one to talk about it. But yeah. I think if you abuse it, it lets you know you're abusing it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
It's weird. substance. Like, sometimes it'll show you things that you don't want to see, but things that you need to see, that your attention needs to be drawn to.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, I couldn't get my head round.
Like the third Godfather.
I could.
How was your trip? I watched The Godfather for free. Never again.
I could never get my head round, like, what do you mean? Like, stuff moves, visual and all that, until I had it, and I was like, oh, I get it now. But it didn't make sense in my head that could even happen. Like, what do you mean you rode through the universe on a giant serpent? Do you know what I mean? Like, shit like that. But now I've had it, I'm like, oh, I get what you mean now. Because, especially if you, like, shut your eyes and get into your breathing and that, you just fucking, like, live another life and that. Callum Oakley said he met his kids when he done them.
And they were boring.
Mad.
I don't know whether I can handle that,
It's just wild, yeah.
Like, none of this conversation is selling these experiences, and I know you're sort of trying to. I know you're not trying to push me into it, but I know you're sort of like, no, this is what can happen, lad. And I'm just like, what? Like, I'll meet them when they come out of myth.
I just got excited. My thing with them was always, I don't want to try them until I find them myself. So we went and picked them. And until I found them and picked them myself, I was like, I don't want to go and buy them off a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew, like, I found them now.
So where did you find them?
In a field in Yorkshire ways.
How did you know they were?
Just researched into them, looked into them.
Mother Nature led us, didn't she?
Yeah, she led us. Basically, my mother led us in a way.
Oh, yeah, she bought the glamping pod.
Yeah. She booked the thing and then rearranged it to a different place, and the place where she rearranged it to was like bang in the middle of this fucking mushroom city. Yeah. It was like fucking sick. But like I said, I wanted to try them, but I was like, I'm not going to try them until I find them, because then I'll know. Oh, the universe meant to try them. Are
you quite spiritual? I know you are. Are you spiritual?
I'll give you that impression.
I don't know about spiritual as much as just like, I feel like weird stuff happens and you sort of just
can't explain it.
Yeah, it's just like, if this didn't happen, that led to this, or this mad thing just happened, and now I'm like, oh, I'm doing this with yous here or whatever, you know, where you just go, I feel like that was meant to happen in a way. Or you get sent like little, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Little bits, and you can either take them and it'll lead a certain way, or you can like ignore it and then the thing doesn't happen. Yeah. You know, I don't know if it's spiritual in a way of like, I don't know. It's a weird term, spiritual, isn't it?
I just think it benefits you to believe in something.
I'm like that with conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Life's more interesting.
Oh, defo.
If Bush did 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it. I enjoy conspiracy theories because I see it as like a story in a way.
Yeah.
And you know, like flat Earth, I don't think the Earth's flat, but I love arguing with people.
That you do?
Yeah.
I'm like that on stage.
Yeah.
Like I said on another podcast episode recently, I treat being on stage like I'm a lawyer defending someone that I know is guilty.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to convince the audience / jury that this horrible thing is fine.
It's justified, yeah.
That's what I like doing.
Yeah.
And it's the same sort of thing. Like I sit on our podcast sometimes and I will just tell Dan a conspiracy theory that I absolutely do not believe whatsoever. Yeah. And just because it drives him mad. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's funny to wind people up.
Like I always, like Davey Ash is big for it. He always winds people up on Facebook and that, going, like, it's flat. Just so that, and they're going, fuck off, no, it's not. He's going, well, how do you explain this? Why is this picture and all that? He's like, I've been on a plane, lad. I've seen it's flat and all that. But I know he knows that it's not. Yeah. He just likes winding people up with it. But my thing with it was, I looked into it so much to argue with someone who did believe it. Yeah. That now I can argue for it.
Yeah.
But he was like, watch this documentary, lad, and tell me you don't think it's flat. So I watched like this 40-minute thing. Yeah. And then I went into work the next day and went, load of shite at him, and I didn't even watch that. I was like, well, I have. It's not flat. but like, because I've looked into them all, I know loads about them, so I can convince people that I think it is. Yeah. You know, it's just fun.
You know what they say
with people and that. Yeah.
Are you a debater? Have you done the personality test?
I no.
Have you not?
No.
Well, will you do it? Tell me if you're a debater.
Can we do it now?
Nah.
No?
No, it takes like 15, 20 minutes or something.
We'll do it afterwards.
But I was a debater, and I even argued with the test that I was a debater. I was like, nah, fucking full of shit, that. And then I was a Reddit, I went, oh no, actually, yeah. Kind of makes sense, that, yeah. I just argue with anything.
What a debater is someone who just will argue at any point?
Finn, can you get up debater, like personality traits, please?
But it's basically, if I sort of just, I'll argue something until I know it's wrong. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as soon as they tell me it's wrong, I go, oh, okay. I just wanted to know, like, why haven't we looked at it from this side?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
It can be annoying,
yeah.
though. Yeah. Like, proper, like, standing by something when it's wrong. And I'm like, but you're wrong.
I know, but until you show me I'm wrong.
Yeah, you've got to prove to me that something's wrong before I'll accept it's wrong.
We're back. Something happened. We'll carry on talking about being debaters for a minute.
Yeah, when I used to have bosses, which I don't think I could ever long term do. I think it's a very good thing that I've got a career that I'm in charge of.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I ever was, like, in a bar and the boss was like, oh, will you go and move that over there? I'd be like, why? I wouldn't just do it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, tell me why you need that doing. He's like, because I'm your boss. I'm like, that's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
Tell me the reason for that.
Yeah, what's the actual reason that
Because if you're doing this just because you're trying to give me something to do because it's quiet, I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
But if there's a reason, then I'll do it.
Yeah,
I've never had a proper job really, apart from one time when we were in New Zealand. Yeah. I come straight out of school into a tattoo shop, and then like tried to get jobs in New Zealand, and they were all like, "You haven't done anything for years," and I was like, "But I've ran my own business essentially," and like, "Yeah, but what have you done though?" And then I got a job in a bar, and that was weird, just having to come in at a certain time and like answer to a manager and all that.
Horrible.
It was weird.
I had my own. I mean, I've worked since I was 15, but I had my own business when I was 19. And then stuff happened. Yeah. And then I worked in retail.
What was your business?
Years. Vintage clothing business.
Do you work in the Oxfam shop, yeah?
No, that's where I would source my clothes from and then sell them at a higher cost because I'm a Capricorn.
I'm a Capricorn as well.
I know.
Everything you do, she goes Capricorn.
Classic Capricorn.
Classic
really?
Capricorn.
Yeah. Like, honestly, you don't even understand.
Before we knew you was a Capricorn, she was like,
Defo Capricorn.
bet it is a Capricorn.
Yeah.
It's fucking
weird, isn't it?
It's just
because it's absolute bollocks of the highest order.
Right,
but,
listen.
Go on.
Right. I understand. I was like, oh no, I have to follow it up now. I understand, like, on the basis of it, like, astrology, I understand how it can come across, right? But it's like one of the oldest studies in like human history. Like, it's something that people have observed. Like this personality test. The horoscopes at your star signs are just the original version of the personality test. They've observed people. Stop laughing. They've observed people.
Because just because it's old doesn't mean it's good. Just because some fucking caveman was like, oh, God. Doesn't mean that we should still be fucking listening to him now.
It's a good caveman impression, man.
I disagree. Like, no, but no. Go on.
You can't say that because it's old, it's good.
Oh no, this is what I was saying. Sorry, you threw me off with your caveman impression. It goes a lot deeper than just what most people view it as, right? There's like,
I'm listening.
Yeah, I know, but there's like so many books and stuff on it, and oh no,
it gets like a third of a page in the Daily Mirror.
No, that's what I mean. That's the basic.
Horoscopes and star signs are kind of different, though, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just people's like observations for thousands and thousands of years, and they've accumulated everything that they've observed into.
Do you not just think it's a confirmation bias, though?
Maybe.
Do you not think you're just being like, oh, he's a Capricorn, so he's done that? But then if I did something that's not remotely Capricorn, you wouldn't even clock it.
But you didn't, and you are.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you didn't do something different.
What star sign do you think Finn is?
Are you? Are you a Virgo slash what's after Virgo? Libra.
Wow, it's like we already know.
Yeah.
Oh, does she already know? See? And this is what you lot do. You knew that already, and you had to present it like you were trying to figure it out.
I was just
and that's what
playing
horoscope people do. They're like, oh, did you have a nan? And you're like, yeah.
Well, we're going to find
out. It's
out.
like when you said to my missus, you said, you're so caring.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
And because of your accent, you went, you so caring. And she went, I do.
I do suck hair in, yeah. That was so funny. That.
Your
She was just
impression of me
so convinced
sounded like
that's what you said as well.
Your impression of me sounded like a caveman.
So you think it's a load of shite?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that there's parts of it that you go, oh, all right, yeah, fair enough. That like that you got a point there.
Yeah.
But there's so much like that.
Yeah.
You suck air in.
Yeah.
Like my missus reacted like you were telling her, and your dad's called John, and she's like, he is. Yeah. Like
it's hilarious.
It's because she believes it, that confirmation bias.
Yeah.
You suck air.
It's like
I do. I breathe in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like with ghosts and that. Like,
I didn't used to
we watched
believe
the
it,
Parapod the other day, the Parapod movie.
Yeah.
And like Barry Dodds, if you haven't watched it, go check it out or listen to that podcast. Because he's so invested in it and he so wants it to be true. He was fucking terrified of everything.
Yeah.
And then the guy who he does it with, I can't remember his name, sorry, Ian.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Ian. He was just so, like, such a non-believer. He was in the exact same scenario. It's just like, not in here, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it is that whole, like, if you put enough belief into anything, then you're going to think, like do you believe in ghosts or anything like that? We have a running question.
I'll be honest with you, I'm being very harsh on the star sign thing because I think it's funny to shit on people's beliefs.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm quite open-minded with everything.
Yeah.
From star signs to ghosts.
Right.
Like, I'm not like, it's bollocks. It's probably bollocks.
Probably, yeah. But you never know.
My life has changed for the better. Shut up.
I haven't said anything.
See, I can hear it out your head. Just since I've just started kind of believing in energies and and just like
the energy thing I get more than like star sign things.
Like stuff has frequency. Like even linen and wool has frequency. And I just think, shut up, it does. Like, it actually does. That's why hospital bed sheets are made out of linen. And, like, wool is, like, naturally antibacterial. Like, it's got a protective frequency on it.
It's the antibacterial frequency.
Oh, my God. I hate you all. So, like, it's the same with, like, a bad vibe or whatever. Like, if you live in this negative, bad vibe, you're just going to attract more shit to you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just don't even let it touch you, and you be a higher vibe, it just does. It can't affect you. Can't reach you up there in your high vibe.
High vibes always.
Yeah. Mad High Club.
Yeah. We got a running question that we ask our guests. If so, you're dead. That's it. Before you go to heaven, we say heaven because we don't want to send anyone to hell, really.
You can go to hell if you want, but
no one wants to go there though. And you get your last week as a ghost. What are you doing?
So I'm dead, but I get to.
Yeah, you got a week on Earth.
Yeah.
Can I pick stuff up and that?
Yeah, but you'll lose a day if you're doing poltergeisty stuff because it takes a lot of your energy.
So I get 6 days I can touch stuff, or 7 and I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll touch stuff then. So either 7 days of sat in the corner like don't fucking touch your thing, or
no. You obviously you pass through stuff and that.
Yeah.
But, meaning like if you wanted to pick up the chair and throw it at someone, then that's when you're gonna lose your day. Do you know what I mean? We very much make this up as we go.
I'd probably, assuming Liverpool play twice that week, I'd be there fucking knocking the ball in like as it.
Jumping up for a little header.
Yeah, 100%. People are like, how'd that happen? It doesn't fucking matter, does it? Yeah. Goal's a goal.
How can that count if a ghost scored a goal?
Well, yeah, because it just
You wouldn't be able to see the ghost. You'd just think like the wind took it or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So that's how much I love Liverpool Football Club. That's where my first thought went, was
straight there.
Match
Could
fixing.
you live like with people not knowing that was you? I mean, you'd be dead, but would you try and leave something that was like, that was me, that I did that?
No, because then the goal would be ruled out, wouldn't it? That's my secret.
Yeah, because you can't go up to like the big screen and be like, that was the ghost of Adam Rowe. And they go, oh, we can't blame that on the wind now, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, I'd be quite comfortable just knowing I'd help Liverpool win a game or two. And other than that, I'd probably just go to like my favourite restaurants and for a few pints.
Okay.
You drink pints as a ghost?
You're losing the day for that.
No one's ever said that, so it threw me off a bit. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, just go to boozer.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, okay, you could go anywhere in the world.
Doesn't want to though. He wants to go.
Sefton.
It's local.
Okay.
I'm quite simple like that. Like,
you're a porn bird.
I suppose I could go. What? I suppose actually, I'd love to go to the best roller coaster gaff in the world.
Yeah,
because I don't go on roller coasters because I'm scared they're gonna kill me.
Right.
But if I'm already dead, that's gone, innit?
Yeah.
So I can just go and enjoy fucking.
Picture at the end. Picture at the end wouldn't be very good though. You're like, I was in that seat there, just next to some fella.
Just me getting a keyring with no one there, just an empty seat.
Hey, day that cost me. But,
I could do that.
Oh, he's right. Just go to the pub and score a goal for Liverpool.
And Alton Towers. What a week.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great week, though, doesn't it? I'll try and see what a lot of questions have been. You got sent a lot of riddles.
Yeah.
Because you've
been winding down up because I
come out lately that you love a riddle. Yeah.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But you probably know all these.
We also ask people for their awkward sex stories.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the now infamous one from Have a Word is the time I went back for a one night stand with a girl and she had like loads of Barbie dolls and then she shoved one up her ass.
Up her ass?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the bloody one.
While I was fucking her.
What?
Wait there.
Did she cut the ear off?
Nope.
I've seen all the Have a Word episodes and I don't remember this story.
Do you remember this story? Yeah. I took a girl back for a one night stand. She lived, I think, in Grand Central.
Yeah.
It was when I was single and like she was a student. She lived in that Grand Central Tower, I think.
Yeah.
In town, next to Lime Street Station.
Yeah.
And she had, and I'm not exaggerating, maybe I am exaggerating, hundreds of thousands of Barbie dolls.
Millions.
We were, I was freaked out, but I was also horny.
Yeah.
So we went for it, and while we were doing it, she got one of the Barbie dolls and head first, with the hair on, shoved it up her ass.
Don't the heads come off Barbie dolls? So I feel like that would be a scary thing to pull out.
Only if they're like a Poundland Barbie doll.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
These were official Martell TM Barbie dolls.
That's mad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, that says to me.
I wonder if she
something weird happened when she was younger with Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
For wanting to do that.
I wonder if the next stage up's like a Bratz doll because it says bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mad. Just in the bum as well.
Doll after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was quite awkward. And then there was the time I went for another one night stand and stayed on the campus of Hope Uni in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And the next morning, told her, I was like, oh, can I stay down till my phone's charged? Because I had no money to get the bus home or whatever. So I think I was ringing a taxi so that I could pay for it when I get home or whatever. So I was trying to charge my phone. And then I realised I didn't know the girl's name. But I'd already said I wanted to stay till my phone was charged, so I couldn't be like, oh, and now I'm going to immediately leave.
Yeah.
So she kept calling me Adam, and I just kept having to think of new words to say for like,
hey, honey.
Girl, honey, for like an hour. It was either like a shit phone, I was just refusing to charge.
Yeah.
She was like, John, I need to drink, and I was like, no, babe.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, babe. I'm like, fucking calm down.
No thanks, mate.
That was not fuck.
Fucking hell. That's mad. See, I've not got any of these stories. Like, part of me wishes I had some, but then I also feel like I don't want to be in any of them situations ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, what did you do when, I'm going back to the Barbie one because I'm fascinated by it. When she done it, did you just crack on? Was you just like, weird, but like, carry on?
Do you know what I think it was? I think once I'd walked into that threshold,
yeah,
I think part of me knew that was coming.
Right, okay. You're just waiting for it to happen.
It wasn't that I was waiting for it. It's just when she did it, I don't, like, it's very blurry memory anyway.
It's not like she just pulled one from under the bed and done it. You were like, this is...
I was in Barbie doll land.
Yeah.
I think I was, like, it wasn't a surprise
that
she was fucking herself in the ass with a Barbie's head.
Wow. Do you know, that makes me just think of, like, if Toy Story was real.
Yeah.
It's a bad way for that one, isn't it? Just that all sat on the shelf, like, I almost got me this time. Just get picked up, like, oh fuck, yeah, mad.
Wow.
Head first, straight in.
There's also the woman I fucked on the day my mum died.
Yeah.
So I went out for a drink with my cousin, pulled a girl, left my cousin in Pop World, went back to this girl's house because she was like very keen. She was like, "Do you want to come back to mine?" And then we had sex, but my mum was dead. I just wanted to carry on getting more drunk.
Yeah.
So I was like, should we go back to town? She was like, no, let's stay in. I was like, well, I'm going back to town. She was like, it's a bit rude to just come here, fuck me, and then say you're leaving. I was like, well, you are invited.
Yeah. I'm not leaving without you.
And I was like, but I do want to go. My mum died. And then she was like, oh, are you all right? I was like, yeah, I'm sound.
I'm sound if I can go back to town.
Yeah.
But I don't want to stay here.
That was another awkward conversation, yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel like you do quite well in them situations, though. I don't know why. Just
awkward?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's nothing I could have ever been in my life apart from a comedian.
Yeah.
Because every time something like that happens, I'm going, there's either a story or a bit in this, or...
Yeah, right.
I'm just not...
And you've been doing stand-up for a while, haven't you? So it's like, all this stuff is happening.
Bothered.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's awkward, but...
Who's asked?
Who's asked? Like, it doesn't matter, does it? Like...
Yeah.
Is there a time in your life when you were younger, poorer or whatever, that you could just go back to as like, I'm Adam from the future, and just like tell yourself something? What would you say?
What,
when
in a way,
would
like,
you go?
everything's going to be okay, kid? Or
you can say whatever you want, like...
Or like, watch out for her, she shoves Barbies up her ass type thing.
Fucking hell, get onto this. She's going to shove a Barbie up her ass in a few hours, so just be ready for that. I wouldn't try and talk myself out of it.
No.
Do you know what? This is going to sound very cocky and arrogant, I suppose. I've always just felt like things will work out.
Yeah.
I've always just been like, I'm going to be successful and everything's going to be sound.
Manifesting.
Like, even when it was, things were shit and I was like borrowing bus money to go and do gigs for no money.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, you just have to do this because eventually then it's fine.
That's why, like, before I started doing stand-up, I was listening to all American podcasts, and that's one of the things that made me start, was that all these big headliners were all like, oh, we were shit and couldn't afford, we were all sleeping, there was 6 of us in an apartment, we had no money for, and I was like, oh, that's what you have to sort of go through to get to that. So now you're sort of in it, you're like, this is just part of that. It's like working your way up in a job, only I'm working my way up with nothing, like to something type thing.
And like, I think on the energy and manifestation thing, I think a huge part of why people end up skin for their life is because they're born into it and they think it's normal.
Yeah, poverty mindset.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, this is what it's like. You get loans to get by and you know, you sell what you can and you do whatever you need to do whatever. And I see that in people I grew up with.
Yeah.
There's people I grew up with who live on the same street as their mum and dad because that's where the council house became available and they took it because they had a girl pregnant or they were pregnant to a lad, depending on who we're talking about.
Yeah.
And they're just still in that same thing. And I'm not judging those people because, you know...
It's your environment, innit? That's what happens,
Your life goes whatever way your life goes.
Yeah.
But I've always just been like... Yeah, you just, like... My mum's got no money now and my mum and dad have split up and we've got to borrow money to get by. But, you know, I'll be a millionaire at one point.
Yeah.
So it's sound.
Yeah. Well,
I've just genuinely just had that.
Yeah.
And it's not, I think, so years ago I read up on like the law of attraction stuff and all that. And again, my attitude with everything is it's probably bollocks.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people with that law of attraction stuff are like, oh, well, you just think about whatever you want.
Yeah, and don't put any work.
But I think belief And I don't mean fake belief. I mean genuine, actual belief is a very powerful thing. And I'm not saying it moves the planets and the stars.
No, you've still got to do the work towards
But I think
whatever.
if you're looking in the mirror every day going, I'm going to be a millionaire, and you're trying to convince yourself, I don't think that is what people are actually talking about.
Yeah.
I think when things actually come to you is when it's genuinely innate in you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sound.
Yeah.
Like I've never had to convince myself of that. I've just always actually thought that. And I found out recently that both Dan and Carl have always felt the same thing, and now we all do this ridiculously successful podcast together.
Yeah.
So there's things you can't explain like that.
Yeah.
That I think that ties into the idea that the law of attraction is a thing, which I think is a very bad term for it. My belief on it is just, if you set a target and you actually believe in your gut.
Yeah.
Like if you put me on a lie detector when I was 15 and said, are you going to be a millionaire? I'd have said yes and passed it.
Yeah.
But there's people who've read The Secret.
Yeah.
And you could put them on a lie detector and go, you're going to be a millionaire. And they go, yeah. And it go all over the place.
I think it's you work dead hard as well. So it's like you need that bit. And because the people who've like on The Secret, they go, oh yeah, I put this picture up of this house on a vision board, and now I live in that house and that. It's like, but you work hard as fuck. Yeah, it's just my house. But like they work hard as fuck to get there as well. And I think some people don't have that drive in them. They just go, oh, I just do the.
Yeah, there's people just sat in that house going,
£1 million.
£1 million.
I think if you don't believe in yourself or whatever to go out there and get it, you're not going to work as hard anyway. You need to believe that you're capable of achieving something to just go and achieve it. So from that way as well. Have you got them questions ready?
I've got questions, but I'd say most of them are just riddles.
Okay, someone asked about depression.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's a bit of a sad one to end on, though, isn't it? He said,
we can do that, and then we can do a riddle if you want. I won't have heard all these riddles. Like, I love them, but I don't like look into them.
Okay. So this Andrew Duggan, he said it's a heavy but curious to hear if Adam has had any experience with depression or anything similar. He talked about getting on stage the night after his mother passed. Interested to hear on how he dealt with grief.
Right. So that's a multi-layered question.
Yeah.
And before I even answer the question,
I
want to tell you what my belief on depression as a concept is.
Okay.
I think there's a very, very, very big difference between depression and sadness.
Yeah.
And it's very blurred at the minute.
Right.
Like, I think a lot of people are sad and aren't depressed.
Yeah.
And they're treating themselves as if they're depressed. And I think that is counterproductive and actually quite dangerous.
Right.
And becomes a self-fulfilling thing.
Yeah.
I think it's very important and good that over the past few years, the conversation around mental health has become more open, and particularly more men are now talking to other men and going, oh, do you feel like shit sometimes? Well, so do I.
Yeah.
That needs to happen. But I think, as there always is with everything that's an issue, I think there's been a bit of an overcorrection.
Yeah.
And I think there's now a lot of, oh, have you been sad because your mum's dead? That'll be depression, that.
Yeah.
It isn't. Your mum's dead.
Yeah, right.
You're like, it's not a mental illness to be sad when your mum's dead. Like, I don't think I've ever suffered with what you would call depression.
Right.
Get very anxious a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It can be quite bad at times, like proper panic attacks for no reason, waking up in the middle of the night, just like you're coming out of a pool of water after you just need the breath, and it can be fucking awful.
Yeah.
But I've ex-girlfriends have had depression.
Yeah.
I think looking back on it, my mum had it.
Right.
But I didn't know what it was because I was a kid and there was no conversation around it.
Yeah, it wasn't really, you don't really know, yeah.
And I think other family members of mine have got and had it as well. So I've seen it. And I'm not saying everyone experiences it the same.
Yeah.
But I think I'm quite good at recognising depression now, and I wasn't at the time.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know, oh, I'm not like that, so I mustn't have
I get
depression.
sad when sad things are happening.
Yeah.
And when things aren't necessarily going well, or something goes wrong, or I do something wrong, or like, I'm quite an emotional person.
Yeah.
So if someone hurts me or I do something to hurt someone or anything, it writes me off. I'm not good at handling it at all. I think that's a comic's need for approval as well. So there's a thing with that. And I beat myself up a lot about stuff like that, and especially if other people are hurting people I like and who I love, and I do feel emotion on other people's behalf at times. But I've never been... I'm quite good at recognising when I'm self-sabotaging stuff. Right. So like when I'm feeling sad, to use my term, if I get up and I'm like, oh, this is shit, I'm going to stay in bed for a bit. The second I have that thought, I make myself get up and go for a walk and get a coffee, or I'll get in the car and go and get a coffee, or I'll go and... I love a bit of retail therapy. If I buy myself something, I feel better. Yeah. So, and obviously you've got to be in the position where you've got 40 quid in the bank to go and buy a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever. Yeah. Which I haven't always been. But like now, if I get up and I feel a bit, I go and do something. Yeah. Because I know that staying in is going to make me feel worse. Yeah, right. So I don't think I'm necessarily above ever having depression, because I think depression and anxiety are very similar, or certainly linked things. Yeah, right. But I've never had that, what other people who are depressed have explained to me, which is you wake up on a sunny day and it looks cloudy. And your bedroom feels like it's raining. Yeah. And if it, like, I don't think I've ever really experienced that. Yeah. Experienced sadness. Yeah. Which is, this is a bit shit.
But it's a natural emotion that you sort of get out. You can get out of.
Yeah, whatever. It's a natural emotion. Yeah. And as much as the conversation around mental health and mental illness is important, this idea that being mentally ill is normal is not the case. It's okay. Yeah. It's absolutely okay. And it's the same as breaking your leg. Yeah. That's something people say. But the same people who say that are like, oh, there's nothing to worry about though. That's not true. Yeah. It's an illness. So telling people who are well that they're ill is as bad as telling people who are ill that they're well. Yeah, right. Like, you don't go around to people who've got a fully functioning leg and going, oh, you've scratched your leg, you've broke your leg. Yeah.
Munchausen's by proxy.
Yeah, it's. I think it's really, really, really bad. And yeah, I think the conversation, there's always an overcorrection with things when there's problems.
I think nowadays as well, because like mental health and that is spoke about so much. Some people probably over exaggerate it as well. Yeah. Yeah. Just because, you know, if I go, oh, I'm depressed, mate. Mental health's bad. Just fucking leave me alone. I'm not coming into work. No one will like question that. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Overcorrection.
Yeah. So then, So people take the piss
it'll level out. And that, and in 10 years, 15 years, they'll be like, you'll go to work and go, I need some time off. I'm not feeling well. Yeah. Mentally. Yeah. And it'll be, well, that's okay. And we're here to support you. Yeah. But so that we know you're just not taking the piss, we've got, as part of our thing here at work, you're going to have to speak to a counsellor. Yeah. So that we can...
And if you don't want to do that.
Because at the minute, like, you're right, companies are scared to say, you're not depressed, you're just hungover. Yeah. So they can't do that because of social media and, oh, this person's... I work for this company and they've told me I'm not depressed or whatever. Yeah. Everyone's scared of that backlash. But it's completely unsustainable to be like, every time anyone says that they are not feeling well mentally, they get time off. Yeah. And everyone's got to be believed, and people lie to get out of work, especially. Yeah. Like, we've all gone, oh, I'm not feeling well today. Yeah. Like,
we've all done that. It's even easier to just go, it's in my head.
Yeah. Exactly.
Why haven't you got a cough? Because it's not. It's in my head. That's bad. Yeah. Don't question it. Piece of shit. I'm not coming in.
It's okay to not be well. Yeah. But it's not good to not be well. Yeah.
Like you don't want to stay ill forever, do you? You want to get better. Yeah.
Like, I don't like the way people throw around the term breakdown as well. Like, so many people are like, oh, I'm having a breakdown.
What did he do? He had a ciggy for the first time in 6 years. Talking about.
Yeah. Like, I had a breakdown.
You've had a breakdown?
Yeah. When I was 15. And I was like rocking. Like, on the floor, like full on. And a doctor had to come out and see me. I had counsellors and psychiatrists to help me socialise again, because I couldn't, like, talk to people. And I dropped out of school. And, like, it was
That's
really
a proper breakdown, isn't it?
like I was on medication and I needed like a team of people to help me integrate back into society.
Yeah.
That's a breakdown.
Yeah.
My mum had a breakdown and she managed to literally get snapped out of it by one question.
What?
So she was literally like, she was calling me and Jack down to get ready for school at like 11 o'clock at night. And like she was putting like frozen steaks on dinner plates to me like, there's your tea.
Yeah.
Like fresh out the freezer, just she'd lost it. And a mental health professional was brought to the house.
Yeah.
And they literally went to her like, look, we think you need some help. You should come with us and sort this out because we don't think you're going to be able to do it on your own. And your kids need someone who, you know, needs to be their mother and whatever.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, she was out of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was like, it's sort of like a shock to the system. She was like, oh, I fucking lost my mind.
Yeah.
Come out of it completely.
Oh, that's mad.
And then she, obviously, my mum had their battles. My mum was an alcoholic and it eventually took her. But her mental breakdown was happening. And she got to the point where they were like, we're going to take you away from your kids for a bit. We're not taking them off yet. Yeah. They'll be with the dad. And when you come out, they'll come back to you. But this is best for everyone. She was like, no, I can sort this out. Don't worry. And everything was fine.
Mother's
That's
instinct.
mad as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that is strange.
It's weird. Your brain's just a mad thing, no, innit? It's fucking anything can change in it at any time and anything like that as well. It's mad.
Chemicals.
Are we on now?
I think I think we'll have to wrap up now. Yeah.
Oh no, that's an hour fast, that one. But yeah. Have we got anything we can end with? Just lighten the mood a little bit. I enjoyed the chat.
Riddle.
It's a very good chat. It just right. Let's go. We got some riddles then. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common?
That sounds more like a child's joke. What's the answer to that?
Their middle names. Tom Maguire, Adam Rowe didn't like your riddle. How about that? When's a door not a door?
When it's locked.
I don't know. There's no answer to it. So. Just blame Tom Twistleton for this one. Okay. He sent me 2 riddles with no answers. So I'll take your word for it. Go on, we've got what?
Just quick, like, some people was messaging about the t-shirt you had on the other day.
Oh, yeah. Beyond the Pines. I think they're only getting sold in the Devil's Club at the minute. But go check them out on social media and that to see when they're selling them online. But they've got some cool merch. Beyond the Pines on Instagram. Little question, dead quick. Finish it off. Where are we? Yeah. Would you rather be trapped in a house, in the smallest room in your house, with 1 million hungry ants or 1 sexually frustrated horse?
The horse.
The sexually frustrated horse.
Yeah,
in a
just
tiny
wank
room.
them off and then be best mates.
There you go. Use that going forward in life.
Yeah, if you're ever in that situation, there's a sexually frustrated horse in your house. You know, wank him off, or if you're feeling good, suck his dick.
Suck his dick and be mates in the tiny room in your house. And we'll call that a little podcast. It was fun. Yes. We're going to go do Adam's tarot reading real quick on our Patreon. So if you go sign up to that,
love all that,
if you're not already. And do us a favour and go subscribe to YouTube and like and comment. And
yes, please.
Follow the Mild High Club.
We work
on
really
social
hard
media.
And we love you.
What's your socials?
Adam Rowe Comedy on Twitter, Adam Rowe Comedian on Instagram.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, go check out Have a Word because it's a very funny podcast and it's the biggest in the podcast UK game, innit?
And his tour.
Oh yeah, I'm on tour as well. AdamRowe.co.uk/shows.
Put the link of that in the ticket in the description as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, everyone.
Thanks, bye.
Cheers. See ya. Hello, everyone. We're here to tell you about a sponsor we've got. Mogwai CBD. What is it?
CBD.
Yeah.
What is it good for? Absolutely everything. Get yours now at mogwai-cbd.com.
Yeah.
Checkout code TMHC20
for 20% off. And if you do that, that gets us a little bit of money.
To support the podcast.
Support us.
And you're also supporting local business and your own health. It's amazing for mental health. It's amazing for lowering your cholesterol stuff.
Is it? You're just making stuff up now?
It's good for insomnia, it's good for anxiety, and it's premium quality as well.
Yeah, you can get it in oils, or you can get it in a flake or a crumble, which you need a dab rig for, which some of you might know what that is, some of you might not. I don't really know what it is either.
If you get the oil, you can literally just put it in your brew
or under your tongue.
And be buzzing for the morning.
Yeah, so that'll be a TMHC 20 checkout, 20% off. Help us out with the CBD.
Mugway.
Yeah.